Hello, hello. This Wednesday after 12. I just wanted to come on and share live with you today and share some discounts with you. And let's just talk about some product that I like to use a lot and I wanted to share with you. One of the things that you guys have always asked me is it makes it look so simple. Well, one of the things that makes it look simple is that we have the right product to use, the right tools, the right things that make it easy for you to accomplish what I'm sharing with you. Right. So does that sound good? I was wanting to get one more brush here and I just realized it's not right here. But what's new? I want to come on and just say hi if you guys can, so that I know you're out there. There you go. Althena, thank you. I want you to think about what makes it good for you when you're building something or when you're cooking something is that you have the proper tools. And so, what I'm sharing with you today is the tools that help me make things possible. And you sometimes you guys think that I do like miracles, but it's not necessarily true. I can paint really quick and make it look really easy. You think? You think I make it look easy? You guys tell me that. So hello, hello, everybody. Tell me where you're from too. I've got somebody from Texas. We're trying to come to Texas this year with our workshop, so it'd be fun to meet you. I'm in love with your new mops. Woohoo! Mop brushes rock. And you guys are buying two at a time, so I'm having a hard time keeping them in. But I just stocked the shelves. Your birdie was cute this morning. I just wanted to make sure that you guys saw him. Look how cute. Yeah, I just thought spring and pretty and kind of crazy and fluffy. And this is the rake brush that makes all of this fluffy turn out cute. So what do you think about that? Looks easy, but without practice, it is hard. It does take practice. Anything that good, you have to work for it. Anything that's great, you have to work for it. And the more you work at it, the better you'll get. I promise. One of the things I did was do greeting cards. And I have 31 grandbabies, but back then I probably had 25. And I would do every birthday card for Easter and for Christmas and all kinds of cards. The first time from Oklahoma. Hello, hello. And so by repetitiously painting cards for 5 years instead of buying them, but now they're so cheap. So I still would rather get a solid, pretty card background from one of the craft stores and get a package of those, and the background's all done, and just put some flowers or something on it. But I want you to know by repetition, I can't say it, by doing it over and over, then you just get better without realizing you're getting better. Okay. So he was today's cutie. And you can always get Wednesdays on my YouTube channel. So subscribe because it's free. And on the YouTube channel every Wednesday at like 5 a.m. in the morning. I'm not always live at 5, but it goes live at 5. And you can tell when I'm saying be really quiet because I don't want to wake up anybody in the house. But now the only person in the house is Mark. So this is what I did this week. Right there. Is he fun? Is she fun? But this was also done with these rake brushes. Where are they? Okay, these are like $13.95 for the two brushes together, and I didn't clean that one well. And see, I did all of the birdie that way, and I did some of the shadings and the flowers. And this guy, I did a lot of those feathering out of this. So these are a set of rake brushes, and they're on my website. And the mop brushes, the rake brushes, and the stencil brushes to die for. And I am seeing like the mops. I pulled some orders because I was waiting for Mark yesterday, and every one of those orders said 2 sets of these. So I thought that was really good. So I wanted to share like the most sold stuff, but I also, if you are a member of my One Stroke Advantage on YouTube, then you get, there's somebody else from Texas, woohoo, Virginia, Oklahoma, Dallas, Oh, there's 3 people from Texas. Bam, bam, bam. We're working on trying to get to Texas. You just got to work on coming. We tried this a few times. We used to have it quite often, like once a year in Dallas, and we always filled up. It was really wonderful. Idaho, hello, hello. My son works in Idaho. He goes from Utah to Idaho. All right, so look, this is the code to get 20% off. If you're One Stroke Advantage member, you get a code, you get a new code every month giving you 20% off any amount that you spend. But if you don't, if you haven't joined, this number is when you're checking out, you put it in for a discount 92440 and you get 20% off any orders that's $40 or more. So you can you can come and screenshot that, or you can see that by going back and replaying. All right. So I got more people coming on. I want to share with you the fun things that we have. This is just what was that? That was this morning's Relax and Paint. Okay. This was One Stroke Advantage. Okay. Look at that. That was last night's. So last night's, I'm losing my mind. I don't know. This was not last night. I think this was Monday night. Was this Monday's nights? I think so, for One Stroke Advantage. And I want to share with you some really awesome things that you are going to be able to see too. This is tonight. So on my Patreon, so my Patreon is Mark and Donna Dewberry. And so if you pledge $20 for the month, you're going to get this. And we're working on this tulip painting. It's a 2-month painting, but you have all the weeks to get to this point before we finish it up in the next one. This is like an oversized painting that we're doing together. So you get the pattern online, and we work on all of these tulips to get some really good detail on them as we go. Okay, and we're looking for a watercolor look on that. That's a really big painting. But this is a quick and easy painting that's tonight on my Patreon. And so literally you could still sign up today and be able to be on tonight. It's at 5 p.m. And so we're stenciling. So I'm going to do the process of teaching you. This is Donna's Corner tonight. And then we're going to take and make these big flowers any color you want to do them. And that's on the 16 by 20. So just a little bit, that's Patreon. This is one of the 4 lessons you get for $10. So it's not $10 each. That's what some people have said. Yes, it was Monday night. Thank you, Teresa. I just told my assistant, I'm like, I don't know what I've sent you and what I haven't sent you at this point. And I just recently sent it. So you would think I just have too much going on. You are a good company, Donna. I lost my mind a couple years ago. I say that a lot. I think I've lost my mind. And my kids go, oh, I can't even take it. So I have 6 living children, and I have, as of, I'm hopefully the rest of the family won't hear this, as of last night, we are having our 32nd grandchild, but it's a great grandchild. So we have Lonnie, who was born, she's 4 months right now. She was 2 pounds when she was born, and she just turned 11 pounds yesterday. Lonnie Love. And then last night we found out we are having another great granddaughter. So we're so excited, and they're in Utah. So I'm going to get to go there and have Thanksgiving in Utah with them this year and see this new little baby. Thank goodness for social media, because it would be terrible. So on One Stroke Advantage, this is not 10. When I say $10, you get 4 lessons. You get all 4 lessons for $10. So it is, I think it's $9.99, something like that. It is like $2.50 a lesson. Now, if you want to get patterns and step outs, like a worksheet type thing where you can practice on top of my strokes and you can print those out, then it's an extra $10 a month. So that would be $19.99, something like that, or $95. So just, this is what you do. Please subscribe. It's free. And you'll see anytime I'm going to be live, and I do live demos, anytime I'm going to put up a short or um, put up one like this. Okay. That's what's on today. Please go watch it. And it'll inspire you how one stroke is. Okay. And then, um, ah, I don't even know where it was. so, so you get 4 lessons, and then oh, I know, go hit join. And when you hit join, it just tells you your choices. Okay. And I'm picking out the things for March right now. And so when you want to see those, the hydrangea shows you like, wow, you're going to see this. You know where you see these though? You could go to and join my Donna Dewberry's official one stroke group on Facebook. And we put Miss Teresa puts up a calendar for me, and it shows all the pictures of what's going on, and to inspire you to join our membership or to go on and join Patreon or do both. So we're excited to share that with you. Texas roses for you, Donna. Thank you. Thank you. So we got somebody else from Texas. They're trying to set up me in Texas for this year with our workshops. So go check out our website or our website, onestroke.com. Okay. And congratulations and little blessings. I know we're so blessed. And so Monday night, you're on the good cover. All right. So let me share with you what we've got here. I don't want to lose my goodies here. I just finished. I'm getting ready to finish some more because I'm going to be in Atlanta at Plaid, and I'm going to be on live, and we're going to share that with y'all and see all of the. I'm working on new stuff that's going to hit the retail store, so I'm excited for y'all to see that. And I'm not telling the secret and where it's at yet, but I'm filming for it this week, and I'm filming live so y'all can see me on Plaid's Let's Paint with Plaid. And they're the ones who make all the paints and then a lot of the brushes that I use. So here, if you're newbie, here we are. onestroke.com is my website. And for any of the supplies that I'm using, there's the code that you put in to get a 20% off if you spend $40 or more. All right. So let me share what I said to people earlier is, thank you for the thumbs up, is the tools are what makes painting. It's like the same tools that you need for cooking or doing construction or whatever. You need tools, and they make everything easier. So I was telling you, if you want those little feathers, look at these. This is a, rag brush. Some people call it a feather brush. And I use this for little teeny grass. I have big ones in my kit, or big ones, larger ones that you can order. Where is it? I have larger ones. Sorry, it is here somewhere. I just put it here yesterday. I have the one that has the green handle. And I just want to show you it's quite a bit bigger. There it is. All right. It's quite a bit bigger. And so I can do like Santa beards and stuff like that. But when I get ready to do the mustaches, I needed some smaller things. And I do raccoons, really fun, cute raccoons and kitty cats and stuff with this brush. And I also rake, if you look at some of that, like that yellow around that big flower back there, I can push and rake that down. So think about it. We just needed smaller for a long time. And so Paula McCoy, my great friend, she's making these for me. And so I said, I always need to rake brushes. So I've got them right here for you. I also you can also online buy this larger one. Okay. And I don't know if you can see, but these bristles up there are shorter than the other bristles. So right along here is where it gets really thick, and they chop it off like they cut in your hair, thinning your hair. All right. These are the mop brushes. We mop all these little petals in here to smooth out that color. All right. So you put it down with your paintbrush, and then you wet this and you move it. You move it and blend it. Okay. So that's just something about the brushes. And I'm bummed. I've got got to grab it. Got big brushes for stenciling. And I'm going to show you some stencils that are really good. Okay. So this is the biggest, the largest one. And we have 2 other sizes in a set. And these will change your world about stenciling. If you have ever had to get a muddy mess, these are synthetic nylon bristles. And I got them in just for us who are doing a lot of stenciling. And we're stenciling like the back of these projects, not like that's our whole project, but we do it as a background. We do it as a pattern, and you don't want it to ooze out and be all yucky. So let me just go through a few things and then I'll paint some and show you. All right. These are the most used items that we're selling right now because I just went in and started packing and helping pull orders. So look, we have textile medium. So we're going to paint on fabric and pillows and totes and aprons. You can use all of the Folk Art multi-surface paint I'm using if there are fabric paints, but mostly I'm just using the paint I'm already using. But I'm dipping into this textile medium, which makes it stay soft and last in your fabric. Oh, can you see? This is stenciling and painting with fabric medium, okay? So that comes in 2 ounce and 8 ounce. This, you need an 8 ounce. This we use a lot because we don't use water with one stroke painting, okay? Thank you. My stencils are good stencils, I have to tell you. All right. One of the paint colors that you absolutely need an 8 ounce bottle, and they're going to shoot me out of the warehouse when the 8 ounce bottles are all gone because we just got them in. Okay, this wicker white, titanium white, doesn't matter either white, but this only comes in titanium white, 8 ounces. You can also get it just like the other, you can get it in a 2 ounce, but I keep those bottles, those 8 ounce bottles right here because I use it a lot. And then those, yeah, I told you floating medium, textile medium, those. Okay. Now there's some, this is a smaller bottles they come in, but let me tell you, Jan's been going on sharing with you guys how you use the blending gel. So floating medium dries the same because it's the fluff inside the paint when we're painting. It's the fluff that's inside of that, like your green paint or your pink paint. So this is the fluff. The floating medium is the fluff with no pigment in it. So it's clear. So I can get a watercolor effect. I can, every time you're painting, trying one stroke and you feel like it's so dry, it doesn't move for me, it should feel like butter. So if you put floating medium, you just dip your loaded brush tips into floating medium, work it in, and it moves like butter. So it's wonderful. All right. So blending gel is for those people who like oils and they don't want it to dry right away and they want to keep blending with the mop brush or whatever. Blending gel works for that. And Jan Mendenhall, I know how to say it, my brain froze. She's got some on YouTube where she's just showing y'all how to do this on a couple of big flowers she painted with me. All right, another one I just want to share with you, I don't know if you know we have this, is crackle medium. And this is one of the easiest crackle medium you've ever done. So I have to demonstrate it sometime soon. So you base coat a color that you want to crack through the cracks. Okay. So then you put a coat of this on there. If it's heavy coat, you'll have big cracks. If it's, if you like do a really thin coat, and also how you put on the paint, it will be more like eggshell, small little cracks. All right. So this paint, then you would let it dry, and then you would take coats of paint and put on top, and it instantly starts cracking. So it's really cool. But just one little thing, you need to seal it with a sealer before you put hand painting over the crackle, because my fruit cracked. Even if it was layers of my fruit cracked just like everything else cracked. But you might like that look. But sealing it with a spray sealer or a sealer on top of that, well, it needs to be a spray sealer because it will crack too. The sealer will crack too. Okay, so here's a couple other things. I'm going to paint a little the styrene today, a little bit, but what I want you to know is that there is round, oval, and octagon, and you just get the little suction cups. They hang in the window. This is for gallery glass. And if you're looking for surfaces on my site, it would be under gallery glass usually. And I think we tried to put it under surfaces too, so y'all would find it. But these paint like glass. So we're going to actually, on the 29th, which is that tomorrow? We're going to do, let me show you really quick. we're going to be doing this Discover One Stroke, and it's for beginners. If you've never painted one stroke before, you'd like to paint one stroke with me, we're going to paint on these gallery glass pieces. Look, and you get on this kit here is that it has suction cups, it has the ovals, and it has 2 of these canvases. But for $25, you get 2 days lessons. We're going to do this one day, showing you how to do backgrounds with sponges, and then how we do these strokes. And we're going to use scruffy brush and different chisel edge. And then the first day you do this, and the second day you do all this, and both days together cost $25 for that lesson. So you can go to my website, onestroke.com. You can get discount with that 20%. And you just, there's a pink banner at the top of onestroke.com. You click it and it explains it all to you. And it's recorded. So if you can't do it at 4 o'clock on the 29th, at 4 o'clock on the 1st of March, then you'll still get the recording. And if you teach people out there, or your grandkids or children, these are great classes for them too. So I'm just giving you a heads up on that. Oops, they all fell. All right. So here's another. So that comes in 3, and they come in 3 in a set. Okay. But I also have an oval that's like really big like that, and a round, and it has a chain that hangs. So I use those all the time for projects. So go check those out. And that's surfaces. Okay. Wish I could watch, but on my way to the doctor's, I had one at 5 this morning. No, 8 this morning. Hello. Could you show the stencil you have used? Thanks. Show the stencils you have. Okay. All right. So the surface that we have a bunch of these in stock, I want to share it with you. We have a big, big round one, but these are hot and in trend right now everywhere. And these are very inexpensive on the site. And you can get 20% off. It's so cute. You can hang it this way or this way. And I am dying to do a bunny in there, just to let you know. There's kind of like little round, can be like candies. My heat gun that I use all the time, we have them in stock and ready to go out. And you can heat glass up really good with this. And I go around things I need to dry really quick. And this is a heat pin. And those are on sale too with the 20% off. I'm showing you the most bought. All right. I'm going to be painting with a 16. All right. So the 16 and my green handle everyday brushes. We've got the, where are my brushes? Are they right here? Oh, we've got these, and they come with the 10 most used brushes. But the 16 and this rake brush and a fan brush are inexpensive, and they're all extra. They're things I came up with after the value pack. All right, so there's the rake, there's a fan brush, all right, and that 16 flat. All right, people love the 16 flat because it is just smaller. I know I'm all over the place, really. The 16 is just smaller than the 3/4. That's what I wanted to show you. And so a lot of people feel comfortable right here. See the 16? They'd rather do their roses and stuff with this than the 3/4. So the larger the brush you use, the more delicate the rose turns out. So don't use a 12 because you're going to get big ridges unless you have a small surface and you need to use a 12. That's just my little information. Have I told you enough stuff that you didn't know yet? Could you show the stencils? I will. The way, all right. Hello, Cheryl, and good day. All right. So, and here's my most used designer brushes. These are the best quality brushes I sell. And now I've got these silver handles that are really high quality. These are my everyday brushes. We love them. I'm telling you, 2 sets make sense because you're not wasting paint. Because if you're painting a flower with a 3/4 and then you need the 3/4 for the green, you have to wash it out and then reload. So just, I know it sounds like a huge sales pitch, but it's the truth. And yes, it's a sales pitch. Okay. All right. Couple other little tricks that I use a lot that people really like. And I'm almost done. I'm going to show you stencils too, right? So this is a 2-ended wipe away tool. All right. So it takes off glass, takes off your painting. If you're trying to wipe something off, it's rubber. But there's also a package, if you're looking, that has both inside of the package. And this is like the kiss tool. And it looks like a candy kiss, but it is a wipe away tool. So it's confusing to people. And we have the double loader that I use for all of this. You can see, and I've used them on the practice strokes that are free on YouTube. Every Friday I come up with a new one. Most watched is my practice strokes. So, and it's because people binge on them and watch them over and over because they're short tutorials and they say, hey, this is how you use the floating medium. This is how you load. This is what you paint with these brushes. Well, you have the acrylic surfaces in North Carolina. If we can get shipment in, we've been shipping those out really fast. If you let us know, Lucy, I can try to pull some. Don't get me in trouble at the office. All right. So these are everyday base coating. These are white, smooth, and they work really. There's 3 sizes, flat handles. They work really good on as a 1 inch, 2 inch, and 3 inch on with sealers because you want it smooth when it goes on. And those are thinner too. I have used some of these for until we get oversized brushes on the big painting light behind me. But these are really cool brushes. Can you see they're really rough and striated like? These make killer backgrounds, which are more like the scrapbooking paper right here. I kind of streaked it on something like that, which is really nice. All right, so I am going to show you just a couple of stencils because I have people asking. And these are some that I use a lot. These are new. My butterflies. I just showed these yesterday too on our Facebook Live. So I have, there we go. Remember, I've got a 40% off, 20% off coupon. We wish, right? All right, so I have a big, huge monarch and a smaller one and a smaller one and a smaller one. Okay, and then this one I have there and there. All right, and then there's a side view. All right, so that's just all butterflies, but the monarch is the most popular. And then I thought you really needed another one. My husband and my daughter said, no, they won't buy both. Well, guess what? Everybody's buying both. So I was right. Okay, so look, this is another spread, different butterfly. All right, so you have 2 sizes of that, and you have a side view of that same one. All right, you don't have to put in all these centers, but you can take a pencil and draw this, or you can stencil it just white on a surface and then just fill in any colors you want. But the hard thing is butterflies are exact on both sides. And that's why I came up with bottles and jars, because everybody get a nice jar shape or vase on one side, but then the other side was always not matching. So I made these as patterns and templates so that you can stencil it and make it just like that. But we use it quick and easy so we don't have to trace a pattern. But you can't take a pencil and put it in there if you'd rather do that on top of your project. But this has dragonflies, my dragonflies, and this is a side view where this is away, this wings up, and you shadow underneath here so it makes it look like it's flying. And then we have all these side views. All right, but look, you can flip it and have them going the other way also. All right, so I know that seems simple, but that's true. Now I'm going to do this really quick to show you. This is an all over pattern. All right, so it costs $1 less to get this in a 12 by 12 than one of these to do a single one of each. So that would have been 4, and you would pay $4 more than me doing it all on one, so that you can, if you bought them all separately. So I made it as an all over where I have wisteria, fern, small, fern, larger, and hydrangea. All right, so that's a fun background, which I'm going to use. And I just showed you this that's I'm wearing right here. So I just put it right on the shirt, and it stencils on the shirt so quick. I can stencil the whole shirt in less than 15 minutes. And I've used metallics, whatever. If you're on black, metallic stenciled onto your shirt is gorgeous. Or dark colors. A dark colored fabric with stenciling on it is with metallics is wonderful. Hello from Michigan. Just received my new mop brushes. Yay. And the Paris stencil. Well, there you go. One of my most popular is the Paris. And but I don't think people knew about this one. So the all over print. So I'm showing those. Those are a few of my stencils. I can't do them all right now. But what I want to do is just show you how I do this all over print so you can see what you think. And a butterfly. I will order from the website. I don't want to get in you in trouble. All right. Hey, listen, I own the company, so I should be able to do what I want to do. I just don't want to go there because then everybody will say, bring me something. All right. So here's the numbers. Okay. This is your discount 92440 and you get 20%. You put that in on onestore.com when you get ready to check out and it'll take the 20% off. Okay. But if you're a member of our One Stroke Advantage, you get 20% off every day. All right. So let me share some painting with you. All right. So I'm going to turn this upside down. Hopefully not upside down when we get here, but it always is. Okay. So I am going to flip this so I'm right. Okay, so 1, 2, there I am. And I should put my hands on the other side. Am I right-handed? That's what I need to know. All right, hello, Paulette. And I could watch, but oh, let's see. Can you tell us how to clean our double loader after paint has dried it? Oh, it's so easy. Marcia. As Marcia, all you do is put it in your sink, and I put it in my kitchen sink. I run water in it, and like 10-15 minutes, it all pops off. The paint pops right off for you. I promise you. But what I do if I clean it right when I'm through, I take my scruffy brush and I put it under the water and I scrub all the way around. Okay, and it'll rinse right out if it's not totally dry. But because we've let them dry really badly at the shopping channel when we were on, because I had 6 sets that were going. And what we did was we would take and I'd bring them home and stick them underwater and not underwater, you just fill it with water and just wait and it comes right off. Have you done a stencil in grapes? No, but you could turn this one. I don't know if you can see this. Nope. You can turn this one, here you go, into a grape cluster. See that? And what I do with grapes, because I always stroked them, but now I have these 5. You get 5. You get little ones and big ones. And I can show you real quick. You want me to show you? That's a good thing to do. All right, because this is supposed to be like a pattern for you, okay? So I'm not using my biggest stencil brush, but I'll use this one. It's fine. Okay, so we're going to come in here, and I'm going to have a dry brush when I start. Okay, I'm picking up paint, and I'm going to even get a little bit of blue, okay? And you have to come over here to a paper towel, and you're going to wipe it off like this, okay? That's so you don't get all the goop in here. All right. Now I'm going to come right in here. Right in here. You go left and you go right. So you could do this on a shirt I was showing you. And let me tell you, this paint absorbs, if you do this paint like I'm showing you, where you rub it off on the paper towel, it sucks into that fabric so quick. I did 5 shirts, 15 minutes a piece. Sold 75 stencils because by the way, I went to Dollar Tree and picked them up, and they happened to have those at $1.25 now, but sometimes they have shirts. And so I got darker shirts so I could show everybody really quick. All right. So I can go get more. I keep coming here, rubbing it. Okay. Left, right, left, right. Okay. So now the next thing before I pick this up, I'm not going to clean this. I'm just going to pick up right with the purple, the classic green, and I can pick up a little bit of white maybe. Okay, so now this will go in here. Okay, look at this. All right. Now this is so that you see, oh, I need this to be green. That's where my leaves are. Can you see that? You don't have to do different colors. I just do it sometimes all white, but it tells you left, right, left, right. There you go. And over here, see, when I pull this up, you're going to know exactly where to follow. So you will feel like it's comfortable because it's there for you. Okay, so there we go. So now what I want to show you is I want to take these daubers. All right, I've got little and small. All right, so I'm going to, this is also dry. It feels like it had stiffness in it. All right, so I'm going to put two colors. I'm going to touch the white or the blue. I'll show you. A little bit of white, and you're going to come right there and twist it, twist it, twist it. Let's get a little bit of dark blue and see what that looks like. 1, 2, 3. So you push it down and twist it right where those are. Okay. And you're going to have some here. All right, let's get a little bit of white on there because I want to have a glow on here. And some in here. So this one, I'm going to use the neon white. Okay. Let's put a little white there. You can just tap this here even. Okay. And then I'm going to take this small brush, a sponge, and I can come in here. Actually, sometimes I do these. Station alert has arrived. Sorry, I don't know. I keep getting this weather thing, and I don't know how to turn it off. Okay, so look how this comes in here, and that gives you some small little grapes. All right, see how fast it happens? I am not going to keep going on there, but I just want you to see that you touch, twist. I'm twisting. These are the set of daubers, spouncers. They are inexpensive. They're in the $5 range for 5 of them, and they're right under. I have all kinds of daubers that are bigger sets, but these little ones we use a lot. Okay, so I just want you to know those are there. All right, and I just throw them in the water so they don't dry out. And then I'm going to come in here. Let's get a 12 flat. Okay, or if you get some, I've got sets of angles you're going to like too. My signature brushes have angles in it, so I want you to see that I can pick up some of this Cayman blue and classic green, add a little bit of white to the Cayman blue. So look what happens. I can leave those like they are, or I can come right in here and put these strokes right on top of the purple. Now, when I'm using this angle brush, I take the short, which we call the heel, and there's the toe. So I take the heel and I push and I pull it down. Okay, so I go right into the grapes. And this is wisteria, actually. The stencil was wisteria, and I'm putting it as grapes because somebody on here asked me if I had one on grapes. So I want you to see how easy this is. All right, so we're going to come here. All right, so I'm getting medium in the middle there. I'm working medium in because this is dried. It's dragging it for me. Okay, so here, and so I don't leave the breaks there. I bring them on into there. I'm out of paint though. There we go. So right there, we need curlicues on here, not this brush. Okay. Let's see how simple this is. You can use a 12 flat. Or see how I can come in there. You can leave them just like they are, but you would want to pull stems to them, okay? All right. Okay, so now let me show you that I just get a smaller brush for these little guys, and I can just do just the green, all right? Or I could add some purple. So 1, 2, 3. This is the all over, so it gives you 4 stencils in one. So see how those purple are? That cayman blue is beautiful when mixed with white. I know you used it for the bird this morning. I did. Thank you. All right, so I'm going to use a script liner and show you that I don't really usually put the curls there like that because I like to freehand them. But some people say, Dawn, I'm not comfortable with that. So I put them here so that you could come around. Oops. You come around here and you can stop, pick more paint up, come here, and then come around here. And you can tell I have a little caffeine. Okay, so right along here, you can also use this to pull stems into your leaves. Okay, but you just follow this around. And same thing up there. But this is how I use this. I come in here and my little fingers making circles. All right. So just a quick and easy. Now, if you want this to be wisteria, I want you to see, I'm going to take my 1/2-inch scruffy and I'm going to pounce some white and pounce some purple. Okay, so I'm pouncing here and I'm going to go right in here, for instance, and I'm going to have the purple go up. So where these are, you would pounce this right on them. Okay. And then I would take the same brush that I was just using and I would come right in there on that. Okay. Now look at this. I'm going to bring that here and look how that brings really pretty color into that wisteria. So where these were, I call it wisteria, but I show that you can make it grapes. Is that kind of fun? What stencil is the one you're using? This is called an all over stencil. It's an all over. So I don't know. Let me show you the black behind it. So I'm going to show you that that's hydrangeas, but you could do this all over the whole background. Then I did baby fern and large fern. So if I'm doing a greeting card, I put this little fern and put some flowers in it. If you're doing a greeting card, you might want to do this one over and over. And see this? There's the wisteria, but I turned it into grapes. Okay. So see the big wisteria cluster all the way there? That makes it really pretty because you can flip the stencil side to side. All right. And do it. I could do a whole spray of that wisteria on top of a canvas. All right. So I can turn this around and show you that right in here. If you don't feel comfortable with leaves, what I feel like that's really good for you guys is that you can use a stencil to take and put those leaves in there. I'm going to put these daubers in the water. You can put the stencil to show you which directions the leaves go so that you don't have to think about it. You're just going to go back in here and use it as a pattern and stencil. The blue, cayman blue is a multi-surface paint. That's what I'm using. Multi-surface. It goes glass, metal, ceramic, canvas, paper. All right. And so see, it shows you multiple surfaces and it's cayman, C-A-Y-M-A-N, cayman blue. Okay. And so the neons that I'm telling you about, you can get neon purple, pink, blues, yellow, oranges, all these neons. You can see neons, one thing here, but I recommend that you ask for folk art multi-surface neon because you can't read that. It's like, instead of just plain neon, this is for canvas. If you're doing canvas, no problem. Or paper, but I like to get these all in multi-surface because look, multi-surface pink. All right. So look it up when you're doing that, where you're getting it, because it'll work for everything. All right, so what I showed, if you just got on, I want you to see, you're going to come here and take it off. Don't have this brush wet, okay? And you're going to go left and right, okay? Now, on this, I would use my big stencil brush. And I do not know why I don't have it here. I had a new one, so let me grab it. Maybe, because I want to show you how fast this happens. And not that you have to be super fast. You guys saw me. I had it right here. Okay. All right. I like having another new one. I have 2 workstations at my house right now because I've been busy. Okay. So see how quick and easy that comes out. So what I like to do, I have a wreath, but we're sold out right now. That's a whole wreath of leaves, and it has multiple different kinds of leaves, but they should be back in the next 2 weeks. So some people out there are waiting on that wreath. I'm so sorry. It got passed by me, and I didn't know that we were getting close to be sold out. So we're waiting now for them to come in. See, left and right. That gets you in every one of the points and the grooves, left and right. And you only need paint on the very tip of this. All right, so here's the swirl. All right, so then I can go lighter. See how I'm not getting more paint, left, right. Now, this is your pattern. So now when you come back to paint leaves, you don't have to worry about it because you know exactly where they go and which direction they go in. All right. And then I can come right here. I want you to see that I like to use different colors. I let this slip. Let me go down here. I like to use different colors. So look at this. I'm going to put blue in this one. Okay. And I went off the paper here underneath. It went off. I want you to see, look, you can put Cayman blue, tropical looking with hibiscus, or you can just go like that. So see all the different colors? That is that all over print. Okay. So see how you get light, and heavy. Now that's when you didn't clean the brush off well enough. See how it gets the goopy that runs out? Usually people do it really nasty. And so I'm always trying to work with people to understand. So let me show you. I'm going to show you bad and good. All right. So they come over here, they get a lot of paint, and they just go like this. Okay. And they keep adding the paint. Okay. Now I tapped it out, so it might be smooth still. But when they're all there and they're adding all this paint and they think they've got to keep hammering it in here. Okay, so then there's the goop. All right, so see how goopy that is? You want it to look really nice like over here. All right, so it's just a pattern. See how cute that little curl is? It's just a pattern for you. Now, when you're cleaning the stencil brushes, you pull them all down, rake them one way, and then you clean it one way. Because some of the paint stains it. Like you can see, some of these, the blacks kind of stain that. But I can take this to Murphy soap oil and just do the bristles, and it'll come right out for you. All right, but I don't have time. I jumped from one to the other. Now, like I said, my shirt that I'm wearing was this right here. You can see I use this for different colors. See metallics and everything I put. All right, and one last thing, I was going to use that plexiglass if I can find it. So what we're sharing today, please go back and rewatch. What I'm sharing today is how you can have tools to make all your painting easier, okay? So one thing I like to do to get a good monarch is I like to just put it white, because then it's not going to fight with the colors that I put on top of it. So when you're doing it white, y'all saw me I had that gallery glass piece and I lost it. Okay, I'm going to take this white and put it on here. Okay. Oh, well, not this time. All right. So I'm going to come here and say I want it to go across the painting. All right. So, oops, I didn't wipe it off. That means I'm going to have goop. All right. So you're going to have left and right. I'm putting the extra goop on here, and it'll show you how that's not nice. That's not nice, Donna. Okay. And then over here, I've already wiped it off. So you're just going to get a nice, this is a large size 20. You get all three in the set, and you will be in love with this brush. I can tell you that people are loving it. I have a special box of my plaid paints. Dewberry is my favorite. Yes. All right. So this is all I need. This is really goopy. And this is all I need is the pattern. So I know you might not be able to see it well. I'm trying to turn it, but I can see it well. And then we just paint on that, okay? But we have little side views. We have dragonflies. Let me bring a little bit of purple. Okay, I'm going to rub it off. And then, oh, I'm on purple, so duh, Donna, that's probably not going to show. We will see. All right, so ideally, you're just doing it so you don't have to do a pattern. All right, so what I'm going to show you is that I can just come in here with a couple colors. All right, and like the Monarch has some yellow. Okay, get medium and work it in. I'm going to come right here though and put in the yellow here. And let's do the yellow here. And some yellow in the back here. All right, but right in here, we're going to come all the way down. Now, even when you do this, what's great is I can come around here. You're going to still see the lines so that you can go back with the licorice, like you base coat in this area. And then the lines still show through, so you can go back and put your licorice in there, all right, to get the Monarch colors. So I use yellow ochre, some orange color in here. So, oops, I went up into the other one. Sorry. Okay, but that's okay. I'm going to put white there. Will be good. See, you can still see through there too. And we're going to come right across here. See how it makes your butterfly so easy because you can see exactly the shape and how to do them so they match side to side. All right, so now I'm going to come in with the same brush and pick up white. So I'm right across here and pull it in. So I need my white. Okay. Okay. Snowfall. That's pretty. Okay, so we're going to come right along here. And then we're just, after you base coat all this, then what you're going to do is come back when this is dry with your black line, with your liner, and do all the black. Now, some people have to use Identipen for the small black detail, but I like the brush strokes because a marker leaves them with no light, heavier, lighter look. All right, so look. Okay, and we're going to come right in here. Okay, and we see how that, you want that to be the same on both sides. Okay. It would be good though, but I can't see this one well. Okay, so we come down here, this is what makes it look like a monarch. Okay, now what happens with the butterfly, whatever shading you want to do, say I want to put some yellow ochre or some Pueblo. Okay. And what's going to happen is we can get these colors in here. So it looks like it takes me a little bit of time with this, but let me tell you how much time it takes if I have to draw it and then base coat each piece separately. But the way I'm showing you, you're going to come in here. By the way, I'm going to pull that down on here. Okay. All right. Now I want you to see that I can take right in here and some of these sections right here. I can do yellow ochre, a little bit in here with the white. Then I can come in here with Pueblo and I can put different strokes. Instead of orange, I would do this Pueblo. And you're going to do it right in here so that you know exactly on each side where these go. Okay. All right. I didn't do that one exactly. All right. So now I'm going to come in here with a round brush. Okay. And the big kit has the round brushes. Signature set has the round. We're going to put it right there. And we're going to do the body down here. All right, so I'm going to also come right here, push, and bring that up. Okay, same thing happens here. All right. I'm trying to hurry so I'm not getting it nice and smooth there. But I'm going to take the liner now, and I'm going to make it inky. And it's easier if you hit your dryer on here for a few minutes. It's easy to dry it up. Okay, so we have inky licorice, and we're going to come around right here. I'm going to touch, and I'm going to pull this, touch. Oh my goodness. I am not able to stroke this because I get silly. Every once in a while I want my Diet Dr. Pepper, which sometimes is a bad idea. Doing butterflies when you are shaking is not a good idea. So I'm going to do mostly this big part up here for you on one side so y'all can see it. All right, so we're going to come right here and go up and over. And what happens as you're doing these, you're going to come right along in here. There we go. And then right along here. So then you just start outlining. And one of the things that happens is you can take a little bit of licorice and you can put little spots like this here, or do it opposite and just put little white spots there. All right. And I also have come in these and put black with the handle of the brush. All right, same thing happens here. All right, but what happens a lot in this area here is where you bring the lines down, okay? And they go from there, and all these lines I put in here for you, okay? So you're dividing it up. You're coming right in here. and around here. And you can tell I need more water. All right, so then we can also come around. But what I like about that more than having a marker is that we are able to get all that division in there and be able to make that look like that because all the lines are there. All right, and so I'm going to stop there. I was going to put little vines and everything, but I'm like, oh my gosh, my hand's shaking too much. For detail like this, ooh, that's what I never drink caffeine. I wasn't, and I probably had a half a cup. That's it. So every bit of this means more and more detail in there. Hey, Gilbert. All right. So more and more detail, and all the lines that you want to follow are in here. Okay, so you can make a monarch that is so pretty with any color you want. So I tell people, depending on if you're matching your house and the colors, you might go from green to blue to, reds, whatever color, or Juneberry, whatever color you want, you just put that in there. All right, for the butterfly sections that you are painting. All right, so that's just a quick and easy way to use my stencils and tools that you can use, and the fun and makes your painting experience. Okay, guys? So I hope you liked it. Come back and watch from the beginning where I'm sharing the things that are making your life easier for painting, and also painting one stroke with me and whatever painting that you're doing. But I want you to see again, this is your discount code. You guys who are One Stroke Advantage members, a bunch of you have those little circles with stars. You get 20% off everything that you order, even if it's under $40. So by being a One Stroke member, a One Stroke Advantage member. So this is what you're going to put in. And this is good through tomorrow. So the 29th of February. All right. So I just also want you to know 29th of February is the last day that you can join. We close registration for the 12 lessons. 12 lessons that are going to go all the way through till October. And I'm going to be teaching backgrounds, gallery glass, animals, animal furs, and eyes, and painting with glass, painting on fabric. We're all going to do it together. And it's 12 lessons like that. I grade them. You get a certificate. The deposit's $125 to sign up. Your last day for the entire year. First time I've done this. As we have a ton of people in the program now. It's the first time for a 12-week course that's graded. You get a certificate, and we have a ceremony live online for you guys to see them get their rewards who've accomplished the 12 weeks with me. And you have to email Amanda Dewberry at hotmail.com. Amanda, just like it sounds, like it's usually spelled, Dewberry at hotmail.com, and say, please send me the information. She'll email it to you, and you have to the 29th. Is that tomorrow? What's today? The 28th. You have till tomorrow, the end of tomorrow, to be in the program, and it starts March. We have 2 lessons in March. So get it in. We'd love, some people were sending them in to me today and say, all right, please get it to me. And all the supplies you use are mostly what people already have, but we're shooting out supplies to those people who are going to be in that class. So get it with us. We're excited to have you. See you next time.